Let's talk a little bit about odd and even functions. If I draw this function, if this is an this is just half of the function, so we have to draw this side. So if you just use the right side of the y-axis, if this is an odd function, how does it look like? Well, we have to take this part, everything here, this side, oops, everything from here and to the right of the y-axis, everything here, and rotate it 180 degrees around the origin. Okay, then we would end up with this one 90 degrees and then 180 degrees. So the line would be rotated and continue down here. Then it would be an odd function. Okay, if we take everything here and kind of find the mirror image on this side of the y-axis, this means that if we take any point on this graph, for example this point, it would be here. This point would be -1, x minus 1 up here. This point would be let's see, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So the reflection of this point in the y-axis would be here. So it would be a line looking like this. So this would be an odd function. But this type of a function doesn't really exist when we have a straight line here and a straight line here. But just to illustrate how it should look like if it was an even function. So let's just have a look at a couple of examples. So like, for example, if I draw this function, if this was an even function, how would it look like? Well, what is the mirror image on this side? Sorry, on this side, the mirror image of this on the left side of the y-axis. Well, it would continue something like this. It's difficult to make it perfect when you draw it by freehand, but more or less this is an even function. If it is an odd function, we would take this part, rotate it 180 degrees, so it would be down here, and it would look something like this. Then it's an odd function. Let's try another one. If we have this function, if it's an even function, it has to look the same, but the mirror shape, the mirror image on the left side, so it would look like this. This type of function doesn't exist, so we are going to try to draw an odd function. Take everything here on this right side, rotate it 180 degrees from the origin, and then we will end up with something like this. So this is an odd function. Let's find a couple of examples where we don't have let's do one more. We did this function before, this part, and then we had, I think, something like this. So if this were an even function, this would be like this on this side, of the y-axis, and this part, this point would be here, this point would be here, this point, the x-intercept would be over here, the same number but negative value. This point would be here, etc. So it would be oops, yeah, something like this, more or less. Okay. Let's have a look. Then we have some functions that they're not odd and they're not even. So let's find a couple of examples. For example, let's do this one. This is not even, of course, because then it would be something like this going up here, and so it's not even. Is it odd? Well, remember that we only are going to take this part, the right side of the y-axis, everything here, and keep rotating it 180 degrees. Then it will begin, this point would be down here, and then continue like that, and it doesn't do that. So it has to be some kind of symmetry around the origin. Okay, so it's neither, it's not odd, it's not even. Let's find another one. For example, some kind of wave function that looks like this. No, that was a bad example. Like this. Something like this, okay? Is it even? No, because here it would continue like this, okay, to reflect this part. So it's not even. Is it odd? Well, remember, it has to be rotated around the origin 180 degrees. So this part would be down here and then continue like this. So this function is neither. Let's see if we can do one last example. How about this one? Is it odd, even, or neither? Well, it's not even, because then it would be something like this. Is it odd? No, because it has to be rotated around the origin, and this part going from here to here would be starting here. This point would be here, here, and it will be, well, and it continues here, so it's not odd. So this is not an odd or an even function, it's neither.